Hey guys, welcome to my deck profile video of my Tele-DAD deck. This deck was built according to the 2008 September ban list. So let's start off with double Dark Arm Dragon. This is the main boss monster of the deck. The main thing that you need to know about this card is that you need exactly 3 darks in your graveyard to be able to special summon it. And you can remove darks from your graveyard to destroy cards on the field. This is amazing. Almost every time that you summon this guy, you will win the duel. This is the best card of the deck. Next up is one Gorse. This is kind of a hand trap and battle trap all in one. Whenever you have no cards on your field and you take damage, you can special summon this card from your hand. And if it was battle damage, which will be most of the time will be the case, you also get a token with the same attack and defense as the damage that you took. So this is a really nice surprise and can get you back in a game where you were actually losing. Next up we have Chaos the Shadow Monarch. This is just an all-round strong monster. Can get rid of any card your opponent has. If you tribute summon this and your opponent has a Sangan face down, for example, and you banish it, that's really devastating. So they will take 1000 damage, their Sangan will be banished, and they will not have a search. Really strong card. Next up, we're also playing a hero engine. And to start off the hero engine, we have one elemental hero Stratos. This card searches any of the hero monsters and can destroy spells and traps equal to the number of hero monsters that you control except him. So it's nice, really versatile, gets you started with your plays. So for the real heroes that we're trying to abuse in this deck, we have Destiny Hero Malicious, 3 of them. When you banish this card from your graveyard, you can special summon another copy of himself. So it's really nice to be able to control the number of darks in your graveyard and to just special summon level 6s for free to do synchro summons and other stuff with it. Another Destiny hero that we play is Destiny Hero Dasher. This one is not as popular in most decks, but I like it. When you tribute another monster, while this card is already on the field, it gains 1000 attack. So this lets you attack over other Dark Arm Dragons, for example, or Stardust Dragon. However, one of the drawbacks is that if it's attacked, it will be switched to defense at the end. And it only has 1000 defense, so your opponent will likely be easily able to attack over it. It also has a bonus effect in the graveyard, where once only, when you draw a monster during the draw phase, you can special summon that monster. We play 2 more Destiny heroes, and these are double Destiny Hero Diamond Tooth. I really love this card. It's actually not that strong, but sometimes it can be game winning. Once per turn you can reveal the top card of your deck, and if it's a normal spell card you can send it to the graveyard and activate it for free on the next turn. So if you, for example, mill a Destiny draw, you will be able to draw 2 cards on your next turn without having to discard a Destiny hero. Really strong sometimes, but most of the time just fodder for other cards. Then we play 2 more starters. These are Armageddonite and Dark Grepher. Really strong cards that can get you to the darks that you need. They will send them to the graveyard. And Dark Grepher also can get rid of some darks in your hands that you don't want. Now, since we're playing some synchros, we need some tuners. And the tuners that are mainly used in this format are Grabons. So I play 3 of them. This can be easily turboed out with emergency teleport. And it's a pretty strong monster all by itself as well, as it can negate attacks on it by paying 800 life points per attack. And this is not once per turn, so if your opponent has like 4 monsters, you can pay 4 times. You will lose some life points in the process, of course, but still it will be able to protect you for some time. I play 1 more tuner, and that is, of course, the Plague Spirit Zombie. This card is really nice. Also, it can come back from the graveyard, so it allows you to control the number of darks in your graveyard. And for the last monsters that I am playing, I play 3 monsters that are just generically good and strong dark monsters. First up is Breaker Magical Warrior. It allows you to destroy a spell or trap from your opponent's side of the field, which is really good in this format as there is only a very limited amount of spell and trap destruction. Next up, play Spirit Reaper. This is a really annoying card for your opponent to deal with most of the time. While it's in defense, for example, it cannot be destroyed by battle, and it can be really annoying to get rid of. So your opponent will have to waste some resources to get rid of it. And it can also be used offensively to discard cards from your opponent's hands, which is always really nice. And lastly, I'm playing another card that is not really popular to be played, and that is Prometheus, the King of Shadows. This is really nice in the late game, because when it's normal summoned, you can remove from play any number of dark monsters in your graveyard, and then this card will gain 400 attack for each that you removed. So it can fix the number of darks in your graveyard to be able to summon a late game Dark Arm Dragon. But in the early game, this card is pretty useless. So feel free to take it out, replace it with something else, maybe with a Sangan, for example. But I really like using it sometimes. So now that we got all the monsters out of the way, we can move on to the spells. First off, triple emergency teleport. This card is super strong. It gets you any kind of psychic from your deck for free. It will be banished in the end phase, but most of the time you'll just be using it to synchro with it. So this will get you your Crabons. It's really strong. It's the best card of the deck in my opinion. It's the best spell of the deck in my opinion, so play it at 3. Then we can start off with the draw engine. The best draw card of the deck is Destiny Draw. If you can discard Destiny Hero Malicious with this effect to draw 2 cards, that's so amazing. You set up your graveyard and you draw 2 cards in the process. Really strong card. And then the other draw card that we're playing is triple Allure of Darkness. You just draw 2 cards, banish the dark. Yeah, it's amazing. Since pretty much your entire deck is dark, this is free to be used whenever you want. Then we're going for some really strong one-off spell cards. First up, Reinforcement of the Army. Gets you Dark Referee, gets you Armageddonite, or maybe Stratos or any other hero that you want. And then Heavy Storm, yeah, it is legal in this format, so you just destroy all the back row of your opponent. Mystical Space Typhoon, same, it's just limited spell and trap removal, so this is really impactful. Monster Reborn, yeah, just generically good. And lastly, Brain Control. Yeah, being able to take control of an opponent's monster for only 800 life points is really strong, especially when you can synchro it away later on during a turn. For example, you take their monster, you attack with it, then you summon a Crabons and synchro with it. It's a great play. Lastly, we have the traps, and I'll start off right away with the best trap of the format, and that is the Crush Card Virus. Being able to tribute a small dark monster on your side of the field to be able to destroy all cards your opponent controls with 1500 or more attack, even in their hands, and being able to look at their hands, being able to look at what they draw for the next 3 turns, this is really strong. It gives you so much information, and it can be really devastating to your opponents. So play it, of course. Then I play a Mirror Force, generic protection. It helps protect your other monsters and stuff. Yeah, I really like it. Then 2 Phoenix Wing Blasts. This is really nice, as it's able to put a card of your opponent back to the top of their deck, so they are set back for like a turn, and being able to discard, for example, a Malicious or a Plague Spirit Zombie from your hand, then it's actually a bonus as well. And lastly, I'm playing triple Solemn Judgment. This was a big negate card in this format. Being able to summon, being able to set this, as well as a Dark Arm Dragon, yeah, it's just really devastating in this time. So yeah, play 3 of them. So that was the main deck. For the extra deck, we're playing just basically any of the synchros that were released at the time. There weren't that many. So Magical Android is one of them. It's level 5. You can play 1, you can play 2, whatever you like. Goya Guardian, again, play 1, play 2. This is the go-to level 6 synchro monster that you go to, as it's able to special summon the monster that it destroys by battle. So yeah, that's really nice. For level 7s, we play Black Rose Dragon. It's the only really good level 7 that was out at the time. So yeah, it can blow up the fields. You will never really use its second effect because you don't play any plants in your deck. But yeah, still being able to blow up the field whenever you want is really strong. Then for the level 8s, we're playing Colossal Fighter. It's really nice with its battle protection, so whenever it is destroyed by battle, you can special summon a warrior from either player's graveyard. It can be itself, So you can just keep reviving itself to endlessly protect from battle, basically. Playing Thought Ruler Archfiend, from targeting by spells and traps. You just have to pay 1,000 life points for it. That's not really a big deal. And you can gain life points when it kills a monster in battle. And then lastly, I'm playing Stardust Dragons. This was one of the best cards in the format. You typically want to go for this one first when you summon level 8, as it's able to protect you from so many spells and traps in this format. Yeah, play 2, play 3, play whatever you like. I really like playing 2 of them, they're amazing. One of the synchros that I don't have is Red Dragon Archfiend. It's a 3000 attack beater, basically. You can play it, I don't really like it, but yeah. I hope you enjoyed the deck profile, and if you have any questions or stuff, just let me know in the comments, and otherwise I'll see you next time. Bye.